Okay, sorry, my last video ended up stopping, so I had to stop it. I'm going to keep going where we left off. So this number here was not used at all. So it was really just there to kind of throw you off, see if you could get tricked and end up using it when you didn't need to. So all we're going to do is plug it in the formula. So on the top, we need our fixed cost, which is right here. So we're going to put this number on top. I'm going to write everything, and then I will give you a moment to fill it all in. And then on the bottom, we have our selling price, which we said was 44 cents. And then we're going to subtract the variable cost, which was 19 cents. So I'm going to give you, you don't need to pause. I'm just going to pause. Go ahead and write this down so everyone has it. For those of you that are finished writing already, I want you to just start by doing the bottom. So use your calculator and just type in 0.44 minus 0.19 and see what you get. And then I want you to write that on the bottom of our other fraction bar over here. Okay, so I rewrote the top, and hopefully some of you or one of you got the answer to the bottom. It should have been 0.25. And now you're going to finish this problem off by dividing. So you're going to take the top number, that 142,570, and divide it by the bottom number. So I will pause and give you a moment to do that. Okay. If I go too fast, please feel free to just pause the video yourself. But for this one, I got 570,280. And now take note, this is saying how many can openers. It's not asking for a price, so we are not going to be using, there's no dollar sign. Sorry, I'm just going to fix my 5 there. No dollar sign. So if anything, we can write can openers, because that's what they were asking for. So this is how many can openers they must sell if they're going to break even, meaning they're going to cover all the expenses. They need to pay back everything that they spend all just to make the can openers. And now the goal would be if they sell more than these, then they can go past it and hopefully make a profit, which is something we'll eventually move into, but not for today. All right, you can flip over to your back of your sheet. We're going to do 2 or 3 more together. Okay, this one I broke down really nice and easy for you. This is just going to make sure you can practice using the formula. So we're talking about Tenco Junior Tennis Rackets. That's what we're selling, tennis rackets. So they give you the fixed cost, nice and easy. They give you the selling price per racket. Okay, and they give you the variable cost per racket. So it's going to be up to you to eventually memorize this formula. All right, so we know that it's a division problem. On top is your fixed cost. So in this case, it's 740,000. And on the bottom, you're going to take your selling price, which was 74.29, and you're going to subtract the variable cost, which was 48.76. So please take a moment to copy this down on your sheet. And if anyone jumps ahead, you can go ahead and do the bottom part first. So by subtracting these numbers. Okay, I got the bottom already. Hopefully one of you did too. So I got 25.53. So you can go ahead and write that down, 25.53. And on the top, keep that same top number. And then you're just going to divide. You're going to take that top number, 740,000, and you're going to divide the bottom, which is 25.53. So I will give you a moment to do that. Okay, so when you do this, you should get a number. You're going to notice you're going to need to round. All right, we're going to round to, since we're selling tennis rackets here, we can't have a decimal. You're not selling half of a tennis racket. So we're going to round to a whole number. So we have 28,985, and it says like 0.5 something, something, something. So we don't want anything after the point. So if we just look, if this is what we're going to round, our last number, we just look at the number next to it. It's a 5, meaning that this 5 is going to go up to a 6. We can round it up. So, and in this case, we're selling tennis rackets. That's our answer there. Okay, moving on. I'll leave it up if you're still writing. I'm going to read the next one. So 2 says, today's music produces classical CDs. The fixed costs total $2,417,950. The selling price per disc is $19.95, and the variable cost per disc is $9.48. What is the break-even point in number of discs? So, I mean, these are really pretty straightforward. They give you everything you need. You have your fixed cost. We're just going to highlight, which is this big number here, 2 million. They even tell us directly selling price. It's $19.95. Variable cost is $9.48, and they want the break-even point. So we're going to draw our fraction bar. Fixed goes on top. So you're putting that big number, 2,417,950. And on the bottom, you're going to put the two numbers you're subtracting. The order does matter when you subtract. So you can't just decide, oh, I'll put the variable cost and then subtract the selling price, or whatever way I feel like doing it. You must start with the selling price, which is $19.95. So this is why it's going to be important for you to memorize this formula. And you need to subtract the variable cost, which is $9.48, because there might be a problem where they swap the order in the problem. They may have mentioned the variable cost first, but doesn't mean that you're going to write it first in the formula. Selling cost always is going to be first, or price, sorry. All right, take a moment, write that down. And then if you get ahead of me, you can do the bottom part first in the calculator. So at 19.95 minus 9.48. Okay, when you subtract, I got 10.47. Hopefully I'm getting the same answers as you guys. On the top, we have that 2 million still, 417,950. So you're going to finish the problem off by dividing those two. And make sure you are rounding to a whole number. So what I got was 200 and, oh, sorry. I'm not sure what's going on there. 230,940. I'm rounding up to 1. It was a 0, but the number after it was a 7. So I round that 0 up to a 1. And we're going to put the unit. We're talking about discs here, so CDs. So I'm going to put discs. Okay, and final one we're going to do. Again, I'm leaving that answer up there in case you're still writing. It says the Alumni Association plans to produce and market Monogram sweatshirts. It anticipates selling each sweatshirt for $39.95. The variable cost per sweatshirt includes $18.19 for supplies and $9.47 per shirt for direct labor. The fixed costs of the operation total $7,450. How many Monogram sweatshirts does the Alumni Association need to sell to break even? All right, so this one's just a little bit out of order, so this is why it's important we know our formula. So we know that the fixed cost needs to go on top, and the fixed cost is actually not mentioned until towards the end here. It's $7,450, so let's start by writing that on top. Okay, we also need our selling price. So let's see. Selling each sweatshirt for $39.95. That's our selling price. And we subtract the variable cost. But now if you look, it says that the variable costs include, they mentioned two different things, $18.19 and $9.47. We need one price though. So we're going to add both of those numbers. We need to write that down over here. So we're going to add 18.19 plus 9.47. So take a moment, use your calculator to add up those two numbers. Okay, and you should get 27.66. So that's the number we're going to put here. So now we're going to finish this off. We're going to subtract the bottom. And we're going to keep the top for now. So go ahead and subtract the bottom. Use your calculator. You should get 12.29. And then I'll let you go ahead and finish the problem. So you're going to divide the top divided by the bottom. And again, whole numbers only. We're selling sweatshirts, so. Okay. For here, we have 606.1. The 1 is not big enough to make this round up. However, 606 sweatshirts, it's just short of making us break even. Since there is a 0.183889 whatever after that 6, it's saying that there still is a little bit more than 606 that would make us break even. We can't say 606.18 or whatever because it's a decimal and you're not going to sell just a fraction of a sweatshirt. So for breaking even purposes, we are going to round up to 607. Either way, even though it didn't have a number that allowed us to round up. So we're going to say it's 607 sweatshirts. Okay, so that's it. You do have homework, as you can see. So if there's time left in the period, I suggest starting these. Pretty straightforward. All three parts should be included in these problems. Just go ahead. You're going to, divide and subtract, and that's it. All right, guys. Hope to see you very soon. Bye.